We're now recording.
On Ustream and on your laptop?
Indeed.
All right, let's get this show on the roadways, folks. Happy birthday, Christopher Gorski, by the way, if I didn't mention it earlier.
Which you did.
He's a listener, isn't he?
He's joining us live right now for the live broadcast of the live Roundabout show. Anyway.
Is this thing live?
I'm not certain. All right, here goes. Coming up on Roundabout, one teenager gets his comeuppance for throwing rocks off an overpass, and it ain't pretty. Find out which U.S. city is the worst in the nation for speed traps, and find out why the Florida Highway Patrol is facing a class action lawsuit. This one is really absurd. Stick around for all these great stories and lots more, including another exciting installment of The Price is Correct, only on Roundabout. Roundabout is sponsored by Advance Auto Parts. Visit our website, roundaboutshow.com, to get up to $30 off your next purchase.
Calling in from not Detroit, I'm Jeffrey Ross from autovital.com.
In the Roundabout Central Headquarters in Livonia, Michigan, I'm Chris Sawyer from thevirtualdriver.com.
Also in Roundabout Central, I'm Al Vinikour, and I do charge hourly.
I'm your host, Craig Cole.
And I'm the producer, Ben Sanders.
This is Roundabout.
Welcome to Roundabout episode 95, our weekly chat covering car culture, vehicle reviews, and some of the auto news you may have missed.
And here we are again, folks, back, coming at you. We skipped a week, but
Ha!
just
We
keep
snuck
me
up
on,
on
your,
you.
keep me on your toes, really. You know, we don't want you to get complacent with the show. You know?
Oh, God, they went away. Now we're back.
No, we're back.
Ratings were probably better last week.
Well, yeah, we got a great show planned for you guys today. I promise. I can assure you, we've got two great gentlemen joining us. That yeah, where are they? I don't see them.
They were scheduled,
Yeah.
so instead.
You
Yeah.
said gentlemen, and we showed up.
Yeah.
Well, we got Chris Sawyer. Chris, thanks for coming back.
You're quite welcome.
Got a free Friday. I'm glad. We got some meetings of yours were rescheduled, so now you're available.
Now officially of thevirtualdriver.com. Last time we
Exactly.
spoke,
We
it was
were-
in the works.
We were working on it, trying to get it going, and now we officially have it launched.
Wow, how's the internet treating you guys?
Sometimes you're the hydrant, sometimes you're the dog.
Okay. It's just a world of variables. You know, you never know what it's like a box of
It's all
chocolates.
it's ones and zeros, I think.
Man, you
is-
got a writer writes for you. It's just wonderful.
That is the dulcet tones of a roundabout first timer, Al Vinikour.
A first timer, but not a virgin. Let's make that sure.
No, let's definitely
Well.
make that distinction.
Cast aspersions on my...
Al, I understand you're one of auto journalism's best kept secrets.
I am.
Explain that. Why?
Well, I have about 3 or 4 million readers a week, and nobody seems to know it. But I write for the Chicago Sun-Times. I write for the Chicago Sun-Times News Group. I write for Mr. Sawyer over here.
When he pays.
Well, I feel sorry for him. I write for a couple other websites and newspapers, and
So you're spreading like VD at summer camp. Just
pretty much, yeah. Well, yeah.
just getting around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the herpetic of the industry.
Okay. Well, we're glad you could join us.
Thank you.
You've been in this business for quite a while.
Yes, when the Civil War ended, I was looking for another career to get into, and
Reviewing buggies and
yes,
whatnot.
yes, horses.
Okay.
Do you
Well,
remember the
bring down
first
checks.
in-car telegraph?
Do I remember what?
The first in-car telegraph.
No. In Indiana, we didn't have cars. We just had farm animals.
He wasn't sure what to say there.
Yes, I talk about farm animals, and I just get all choked up.
So did
So-
that.
Well, we will
Snake.
hopefully not get to more of that later, but Al, we do appreciate you driving up from Trenton to be with us here
Yes,
in
thank you
Livonia.
very much.
Yeah, well, thank you. Always
Yes,
a pleasure.
I got a day pass to come up here.
They let you out of the home.
They did.
Do you still have the wristband, the ankle bracelet on?
Yes, yeah. It only goes. Matter of fact, I'm within 200 feet of it going off. So
Oh. You can't use the restroom, but there's a trash can in the corner.
uh,
Anyway, we should probably
my
get
name's not that good.
we should probably get to the news. So first up, we've got just a wonderful story coming to us from. Is it Car Scoop or Cars Coop?
I think it's Car Scoop.
Okay. Well, I can never remember.
Or Cars Co-op.
So, yeah, they got a story. An unfortunate gentleman apparently smashed his Jeep, and it looks like a Patriot, into a fire hydrant. Okay, that's a bad day. Which, I mean, come on. Nobody wants to smash their car, even if it is a Jeep Patriot.
Exactly.
But it went from
Probably
bad
look
to
better.
worse because he fractured said hydrant off below the ground. Of course, water is under pressure. Water starts leaking out. Okay, no big deal, except when it creates a sinkhole, and then your car falls into the area where the ground has subsided.
Well, I was wondering why they built a fire hydrant so close to a sinkhole.
I'm actually beginning to think that God was looking down and said, "Boy, that Patriot is ugly. I'm going to bury it."
Yeah, look, you saw the big "Wash Me" signs.
So, have any of you guys had experience with sinkholes? We actually have one. If you look out the window in the parking lot that has not been repaired for about 1.5 years now, it's a terrible danger. I kick pine cones in it, hopefully to fill it up over time, over geological time. Maybe it'll turn into a coal reserve in 100,000 million years.
Or to just fill with pine trees and be all set.
Oh, sinkhole I've ever been involved with my bank account.
So, yeah, unfortunate day for this 35-year-old gentleman who has not been named, probably out of personal shame. Very
Give him a name.
What's a good name for him, Al?
Craig Cole. Chris Sawyer.
There you go. Yeah, thanks for mentioning me in your last rant, sir.
Oh, no problem.
Well,
you're my editor. I got to show respect.
Yeah, as little as possible.
So keeping things moving, Chris, you've got a story out of the wonderful Dangle State, also known as Florida, because of the way
it just
it
dangles
drops down
out there
into the Caribbean.
It
But yeah,
points at Cuba and says, "Hey, I really want to be Cuba."
No, it just tells everybody old people here.
yes,
Because everything's pointing south.
the state car is,
Right.
State car's a hearse.
or the Grand Marquis. I was going to say, but
Just the last car you'll ever drive.
we always like to pick up these Florida stories, if only to humiliate Jeff Ross, who is in Florida.
There's no strippers in this story, so it's kind of disappointing.
Really? No
They had
strippers in a Florida story? How did that happen?
Hey, as close as you are to Mayfair, and I can tell you where all the strippers are.
Al gets around. He's been on, 14,000 press trips the last 2 years alone.
Exactly.
More frequent flyer miles than, I don't know.
God used to get.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris, Tampa, Florida, Florida Highway Patrol.
Florida Highway Patrol, a man by the name of Eric Campbell was pulled over. He thought it was originally for speeding, but he was driving the speed limit. He was coming up Veterans Highway, Expressway, and noticed that there were 2 Florida Highway Patrol cars in the median. Said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to warn everybody coming the other direction." So he did what
By flashing, but don't get excited, Al.
He did what any good citizen would do, and he flashed his headlamps at the oncoming traffic. 60 seconds later, Florida's finest have him pulled over. And he probably felt like that scene in Wayne's World where Rob Lowe gets pulled over and gets the proctology exam, because he was given a ticket for warning people. Actually, it was ticketed for improper flashing of his high beams, which actually isn't against the law.
Is that the catch then? Is that why we decided to do this one?
Yes, indeed,
Okay.
because it comes under that funny thing called the First Amendment. And the Florida statute that was cited on his ticket doesn't prohibit the flashing of headlights as a means of communication, nor does it in any way reference flashing headlights or the use of high beams. But you know what? Typical of a state trooper. He didn't know. He didn't care. He was just going to write that ticket. So he did.
I wonder, do they get commission off of all this?
They deny it, but you know what? I once had an insurance agent after I was hit
Bailed
on the
out.
freeway. Tell me, bailed out is probably about right. Tell me that yes, indeed, they do have quotas, and we can prove it. So Mr. Campbell decided that he was going to sue. Well, since 2005, when a court order was issued saying that the state law doesn't prohibit the flashing of vehicle headlights, there have been 10,429 drivers who have been cited under the statute. So Campbell decided that in addition to seeking the refund of the $100 ticket, he wanted lawsuit damages in excess of $15,000.
Pretty reasonable sum.
Until you add in all those other people. And it adds up to $156,435,000 if he's successful. Of course, 33% of that will go to the lawyers,
Gee,
if
where
you're
would you
lucky.
find a lawyer in
Texas.
Florida?
Probably sitting outside the Casey Anthony jury.
Bingo.
But
So
so
sitting outside of a building. More lawyers and cabs in Florida.
absolutely. So the funny part about it though is that Mr. Campbell says he just can't understand why the trooper thought that it was a personal affront.
Yeah, so Al, you're an octogenarian, no?
Close.
Okay, in
Closer
your,
than you are,
in
punk.
your 80 odd years of existence, have you
Yeah.
come across anything like this? Have you been a victim of revenuing police officers?
Yes. Right in the garden spot of downriver in Taylor.
They were smashing your whiskey still.
No, they weren't supposed. No, but what they were doing is they were stopping you and then cutting you a break. They were stopping you for speeding, whether you're 1 mile over the speed limit or 11, and then they say, well, since you have a good driving record, we'll just change the charge to obstructing traffic, and there'd be no points on your driver's license, and it's a $175 fine.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you're speeding, how can you be obstructing traffic?
Well,
Aren't you out ahead of all that traffic?
Yes, but you are so grateful for not having points on your driver's license that you say, oh, thank you, officer, thank you.
Cha-ching.
And then when you think about it, that's when you reach for the peso.
That's a lot of savings, Craig.
So, Jeff, have you been a victim of this, living in Florida?
I was actually I have been a victim of revenuing by the cops, but I was also pulled over recently for speeding, and I asked the officer not to give me a ticket, and he says, don't worry, I only give warnings.
What a guy.
In exchange for...
And I was thinking about that. I'm like, that's not good for your city, but I'm not gonna bitch. But yeah, I was driving through Palm Beach County recently, and I was passing in the HOV lane because everyone thinks
the sidewalk?
The passing lane is the slow lane in the Grand Marquis, and I got pulled over for HOV violation. Horse cocky.
Grand Marquis, isn't that the vehicle you buy in the final purchase plan?
From your reverse mortgage?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's the guy's name?
I'm Robert Wagner.
Yes.
Let me tell you about
Number-
the reverse mortgage
Dr.
program.
Evil's number
Wilford
2.
Brimley.
Yeah, where is Wilfred
Well,
Brimley?
we'll get to him later.
So he just
perhaps.
gave you a warning. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and he actually told me, he's like, no, I don't give tickets, I just give warnings. That was awesome.
What a
That's
guy.
awesome. Speaking of awesome, though, Jeff, our next story.
Speaking of awesome, the New Jersey National Guard were trying to save people during Hurricane Irene, and there was a story previously where they were driving their trucks into water, and the water was actually above you couldn't even see the cab.
Ooh.
So it was only inevitable that the engines would stall. But unfortunately for these guys, they had some wonderful New Jersey residents taking video of them and letting them know how their friends can fucking drive better than that.
Market.
Gorski C says haters gonna hate.
Yeah. So anyway, a follow-up to the story, I guess they were expecting punishment for the 5 guardsmen damaging their vehicles, but there have been no punishments levied.
The water was up to the roof. This thing is barely visible.
Yeah.
That's beside the point. This vehicle was made by the lowest bidder.
Yes.
Amen to that.
Well, the only problem is it doesn't matter how deep it is as long as the exhaust and intake are above the water level, but unfortunately that was not the case.
How did
in
it
this.
drive at all, though? That's absurd.
Yeah,
It's
they
like a
went pretty
submarine.
far underwater.
And how did they not drown? Were the door seals apparently strong enough to prevent them from drowning? I mean,
They all had drinking straws.
yes.
Well, had they have been inside the truck, they may have drowned.
Well, yeah, one person was in the back of the truck. In another video, they show a guy crawling out of the cargo area of the truck onto the roof.
I'm getting wet back here.
Hey guys, I think
Wet
something's
bag.
wrong.
That's terrible. Wow. And how would the acceleration be underwater, I wonder?
Slow.
Probably not very good.
Well, if these are Humvees, they're not very fast anyway.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, at least it's
Pushing
not,
like a metric ton of water per square inch. Just
at least it's not going to overheat.
I need to try this for my Jeepster.
yeah. That's a great little video too. And where can people find it, Jeff? If the audio podcast listeners want to check this out,
You can head on over to roundaboutshow.com.
yeah.
And we have a link to the video,
Wow.
multiple videos.
Well, that was a pretty big fail. And Al, you've got a story about some failures as well.
Yeah, well, these aren't personal stories of failures. These are,
We don't have enough time for that. We try to stick to an hour.
Yeah, I thought my wife was calling in. There have been some monumental launches that are failures, and probably the two that come to mind mostly are the Maserati TC,
The Chrysler.
Maserati TC.
Yes, a car that was actually named Chrysler's TC by Maserati because Maserati wanted everybody to know we didn't do this.
Yes, yep. And the other one is the most recent Ford Thunderbird.
Okay.
It's
Well, you've been covering this business for years, so
Yeah.
you've been to a lot of press trips.
Yeah.
Those are the two big ones that stand out for you.
no. There's a lot of them. I mean, if you want to get cruel, let's talk Aztec. I don't want to piss on Wayne Cherry's parade, but that's his legacy. So yeah, I mean there's things like that. But just in terms of monumental failures, it's a question of which one of those two vehicles had the most previews. And I remember at the Concours d'Elegance in 2001. They were introducing a new special version of the Thunderbird, and Jason Vines was when he was VP of PR at Ford was conducting the presentation, and he said, and now furthering Ford's attempt to equal the number of previews that Chrysler had with the Maserati TC, here's yet another version of the Ford Thunderbird. So those are probably the two that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of failures in this business.
The article
including
here.
us.
Well, yeah. You said it, not me.
Yeah.
But carbuzz.co.uk has a couple that it lists. And the top one
yeah.
is the Mercedes-Benz A-Class,
Oh,
which
that was hilarious.
I forgot about that.
That was hilarious.
apparently tipped over.
Oh yes, that caused all of the trouble that led us to putting electronic stability control on every car as of the 2011 model year. Goes back to the Mercedes A-Class because Mercedes was so confident that this car would handle well. They set up a slalom, the basic elk test where you drive around the elk that does run across the road, and the car flipped over on its side and slid for about 50 yards, and they're like, whoops.
It was a Teutonic Samurai.
Exactly. So they ended up having to put stability control on that car, and it was the least expensive car you could get stability control on for a good long time.
That was
What
back
was
in
the other one?
'97. The other one they list is the Volvo S60, which was
Oh.
fairly recent. Where it just,
Where they were doing the...
I think we covered that on Roundabout.
I believe we did.
Yeah, what's that silly city safety
Yeah.
deal? of
Oh,
theirs.
yeah.
And
yeah.
they thought they set it up wrong, and so they were showing it to everybody, and the car goes right into the back of the truck that they had set up to stop. And then they also did it with a wagon, I think, and they ran over the pedestrian. My good God.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Okay. So the two. What are
Sometimes you
the?
have to kill some people to make things right. That's all.
Natural selection.
That's right.
Exactly.
Courtesy of Volvo.
That's right.
Darwin Awards, yeah.
Leave it to the Swedes.
So what are the worst press events, disasters you guys have each personally witnessed? Been a party to? Would it be the
I don't
Thunderbird
wanna-
for you, Al? Or?
I'd just soon not say because
Okay.
I still like to get invites. And, once you start getting honest, you're out of business.
Okay.
But I really can't think of a bad one
egregious.
because people generally have me. We'd like to invite you, so that's a. I'm just that much of a whore that I can be honest about this.
You aren't cheap, but you are easy.
Yes, very much.
He just likes those frequent flyer Myers.
Oh,
Well, not
absolutely.
necessarily.
See, I know I'm at a bad press trip if Al and a couple other people aren't there with me.
Yeah. Oh, how sweet.
Wow.
Oh, how nice.
That's how I know I'm getting the low level regional events.
So you're the one sleeping. You're the one sleeping with my wife, huh? Well,
I've got.
I was gonna say some other names, but I decided.
Yeah.
Al, we were on a trip. What was the last one we were on? We were on the West Coast, San Francisco. Volvo, our S60R design.
Yes.
Volvo, and we're flying back San Francisco to Detroit. And I know I figured it out. You had to come back and find my seat number. You said, "Hey, Craig, what are you doing here?" You know, you came back to accost me, and that's where you got, 21B or whatever I was sitting in, and
No, 23C.
Okay, Saunders back up.
It's the farthest back I've ever walked in an airplane.
I know. I get in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
So
You definitely had an upgrade then.
about an hour later, this flight attendant, which Al knows personally because he flies so much, she comes back with a pair of two packages of cookies and a cup of milk.
Yeah,
this is from Al.
Al is so nice that way.
Classy.
Yeah, he brought him a glass of milk, which he refused, by the way. But
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerance.
Yeah,
It was non-dairy creamer
I felt bad for him. Yeah.
mixed with their club soda. I didn't want any.
Yeah, exactly. Very good.
Excuse me, ma'am. I don't think the milk is supposed to fizz.
Otherwise you would have sat back there and not even had cookies.
I could have starved.
It
was very thoughtful, Al.
Well,
I mean, you're up in first class. You get the foot massages. You get the bearskin rugs. We have barbed wire in the overhead bins to keep the luggage up there. I mean, it's just you don't know how rough it is.
And the barbed wire screen to keep you from going into first class.
It's razor wire and it's
Exactly.
electrified.
Keep you from using that one restroom because, you've got one back there. And the fact that you're sharing it with 200 people is none of my concern.
And they don't clean it ever.
Exactly.
They have a binjo ditch back there. That's what they got. They don't see me back in that place. Thank God, I needed a shower after I came back there once.
Another funny story about Al.
Horrible place.
He has so many frequent flyer miles, he is almost always upgraded. However, if he is not, if somebody legitimately pays for a ticket and he's forced to sit in coach, you don't want to know the fireworks that take place.
No, he has to do the perp walk, as he likes to call it.
Yeah, the same stewardess one time, actually, the first time I fell back to gold from platinum, I was sitting in 35F, and she walks back, stops, backs up, and said in a voice that would shatter the windows of the airplane, "What are you doing back here?"
The greatest shame
death. That's what I'm doing right here.
Greatest shame for any frequent traveler, right?
Absolutely.
Having your miles questioned.
Oh my God!
You're Iron Cross with Oak Leaves and Diamonds on Lufthansa, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Him and
No,
Red Baron.
actually, Lufthansa on Blue Max.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, you and George Papard.
Yeah.
So
And Billy.
Well,
Forget Billy.
before we get stuck in the ditch, or what did you call it?
What does this have to do with
Nothing.
with
It's humorous.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Just roll
Planes
over
have
that.
wheels.
They do.
Very good.
And they transport us from event to event so we can cover the car side of it.
Now, is this
Boom, done.
the Pulitzer Committee or the Nobel Committee that you send tapes to for the show?
Yes.
No, these go into the same archive with the Rush Limbaugh show.
Oh,
It's amazing.
And your buddy.
another evening in the can.
So, moving right along, we got a story coming to us from Fit Perez. Not sure why they're talking about cars, but, whatever. This isn't a fitness website, apparently. But they've got a little article here, post the 8 most dangerous things you can do in your car. And
well,
Really?
I can mention 2 of them. They live in Chicago.
so, I'm just going to leave that.
Moment of silence.
So we all know distracted driving is a problem, and a lot of these dangerous things revolve around that. The first one they list, which causes about 1,000 deaths per year, they claim is talking on a cell phone. It's pretty distracting, wouldn't you say? Your wife is screaming at you, Al.
Not mine. I don't remember my cell phone on.
Oh, you don't have a cell phone.
Yes, it's in the car.
Jitterbug?
No, it's a can with a string on it.
It's signed by Thomas Edison. Actually, by Alexander Graham Bell, I should say.
Or that other guy that didn't get the patent.
Yeah.
But who cares about him? No,
That's right. Nobody remembers.
Minutia.
Oh, that's great.
So talking
Well
on
played.
a cell phone causes about 1,000 deaths per year. Moving up the ladder, turning left gets 2,400 deaths per year in the United States. Who would have thought that?
See?
Anyone who's ever driven in the United States.
Anybody living in Wayne County in Michigan would know it.
Yeah.
I don't see driving on Detroit listed here, where nobody follows the road signs.
Yeah.
They're merely suggestions.
Yeah, left turns are red +4. That's the ratio in this place.
Amen.
Texting causes almost 4,000 deaths per year. Can you believe that?
I can't believe
actually,
anybody's
I thought it
texting
would've been
while
higher.
driving.
Yeah. If you got a BlackBerry with the physical keyboard, though, it's got to be a lot safer, I would think. They should break it out by cell phone model. On-screen keyboard's very dangerous. BlackBerry.
Well, yeah,
Less
I'm
so.
sure Ford will come out with a keyboard, that
For sync?
for your BlackBerry. Yeah, for sync.
For the My Ford Touch.
Yeah, and it'll be a heads-up display. The steering wheel. Yeah.
You Ray Charles out.
Or Stevie Wonder.
Actually,
Charles it out, man.
it would be like those guys who are have the little pointer in their mouth, and they'll be pointing at the keyboard on the.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
That's
Riding shotgun, so in the front passenger seat, 5,100 deaths per year.
What about these dumbasses that put their feet on the dashboard or out the window?
That's for comfort.
Yeah, right.
That's for
all,
for future paraplegia.
Yeah.
Drowsy driving, 5,235 deaths per year. Now, they're very precise with these numbers. I'm a little surprised.
Where'd you get these numbers?
From fitperez.com, a website about fitness.
I find it hard to believe that there aren't more deaths from texting
Yeah.
and driving.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Well-
when's the last time you saw somebody at Perez that was fit?
Drinking and driving, 10,200.
Okay.
Oh, I think that's got to be way low.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you would think so.
Yeah, I mean 10,000.
I
Maybe they should just have-
10,000 is probably just pretty close to how many times that Lindsay Lohan's hit something on when she's been.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They should have
The
open
Michigan
hours.
Legislature. We'll go through that in a session.
Exactly.
They should have like between the hours of 2 and 4 should be just open season, stay off the roads, but
Exactly.
just go
No,
take care of
I
yourself.
think anybody who drinks and drives should be. They should hang them from a viaduct with piano wire.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's no second chance with that.
Absolutely.
Just think
You don't
how-
get
how
a
you
good-
like your family got taken out. By
It's
somebody.
always the victim that gets killed too.
That's right. Yes.
Why?
That's because the drunks are so
Redundant,
relaxed.
but-
Yeah. They're
The
so
drunks
relaxed,
are
they're
so
pliable.
relaxed. They're so okay. Well, was that an accident? Whoa.
Even God doesn't want me.
Well, next on the list, not wearing your seatbelt, 12,000 deaths per year.
I would think that'd be higher too.
Yes.
I would too.
This Perez is an asshole. This guy is no CPA. I'll tell you that.
You can't count.
No.
Maybe it's trying to be like a tachometer where everything's like a factor of 100.
Right.
Oh, man, hey, very good.
There you go.
That might make more
It's got to
sense.
be higher. The seatbelt usage is probably
15% of people don't use seatbelts, I think. It's about 85 that uses it. But they still crash test vehicles, taking
Right.
into account unbelted passengers. Why?
Exactly.
Hey, that's a question. Do police use seatbelts? I'm serious about this. Do they or don't they use seatbelts? And
Not always.
is it because it's faster to get out of the car
When it's
stop?
on fire, when you get rear-ended,
Well,
the
yeah, that
convict.
too.
A lot of it's also because of where they happen to wear their
gun?
and it's hard to get the darn thing buckled.
Gall darn
No,
thing.
I'm serious about that. Because a lot of times, even like at TV shows, they don't buckle up. Cops, certainly one of my favorite shows.
What you
Looking to
want?
see who I
What
know.
you gonna
Hey.
do?
Cops was a friend of mine's favorite show until he noticed that twice in one season his apartment complex was
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, any
Some
guesses?
friends.
We got the most dangerous thing to do while driving.
Uh,
Testosterone in your.
well.
Well, we're not going to say what the actual most dangerous thing is, but driving while male.
What?
Damn it.
Driving
Guys are
while
apparently-
male?
I
always
Male.
try not
What
to
are you
do
talking
that.
About?
What?
I always try not to do
so
that.
Craig is
Ben-
safe.
Ben tries to.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh,
What
and
does
anybody-
that mean, Craig?
I'm not certain, but I think it doesn't say driving while transgender, Jeff. So
What does driving by mail mean?
No, why
while male, being
Driving while male.
A
What does
man-
that
It
mean?
means that if you're a guy, you're probably
Oh,
going to
macho driving?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Women don't drive
poorly.
Like
They
that.
don't back into
Yeah.
things all the
Oh,
time.
they're too sedate. No wonder they walk
So-
around with black eyes.
Oh, jeez.
God.
We're gonna take it back and record over that part.
Yeah.
Black eyes. There we go. And
Chris,
Yes.
city with the most speed traps.
Well, this was no surprise to me. It would be Livonia, Michigan.
What?
Yes, Livonia.
our fair city.
It was. This is a list that was on the National Speed Trap Exchange website.
There's a website for that?
Apparently so. Livonia, a suburb about a half-hour west of Detroit, give or take, topped the list at
Depends if you're speeding or not.
Exactly. if you're me, you are. Topped the list at 27.9 speed traps reported per 100,000 residents. Windsor came in a distant second, which is Windsor, Ontario, Canada, at 17.6, Orlando, Florida, 17.2, and New York rounded out the list of 25 cities at 0.9.
Because nobody drives in New York.
Exactly. If it's not yellow, it's not a car.
Yeah.
The thing that's really bizarre about this is that it took them so long to figure out Livonia was this way. Since I-275, which runs through Livonia,
I hate that road.
Former mayor.
That road.
Oh, yes. The former mayor of Livonia petitioned the state to lower the speed limit in the Livonia environs from 70 to 55 because, quote, I want to just cut down the noise and make it a nicer place for our people to live. Mm-hmm. To which the governor so rightly said, you got to be effing kidding me. That, of course, was our former governor, John Engler.
Oh, I thought it was Granholm.
No, Granholm was...
that kind of language?
Please, Granholm would have said, oh, what a great idea.
Yeah.
I can raise money. And the whole idea was they wanted to raise revenues off 275. In fact, if you go down 275 anytime from the 15th of the month to the last day of the month, you have a really good chance of getting popped if you're doing even half a mile over the speed limit because there are more Livonia police cars there than there are Dunkin' Donuts.
I've had 4 speeding tickets in my life. 3 of them were in Livonia.
Really?
Yes.
He's a statistic.
Yeah, I would say so.
The other one was on Eccles, which is curiously 40 miles an hour for a
4-lane road.
Wide open.
In an industrial
Well, that's
area.
as bad as the Illinois tollway, 55 miles an hour.
Right.
You know, and it takes you, you pay so many tolls on that damn thing that it takes that long just to get up to maybe 55. You know, you get about as fast as you can go, and there's another toll. That's ridiculous. I mean, how archaic. Talk about me being old.
Well, the thing that I really loved about it was that Robert Stevenson, who I do happen to know, in fact, said, we don't write tickets for money. And he's the police.
Of course
he's
not.
the chief of police in
How
Livonia.
vulgar.
Besides, and I love this, money goes into the city's general fund, so whether I write 10 or 100 tickets, it never makes a difference to our budget. No, but it makes a difference to the budget.
Yeah. What a shame. That is just so ridiculous. I hate speed traps. And 275 is wretched. Every day going home on that road, there is an accident, there is a broken down vehicle, or there is somebody pulled over. Or sometimes all 3. But never fail. Any weekday at 4 o'clock when I leave the office, there is some disaster on the road, and it is a parking lot.
Well,
I just don't understand.
As I've often said in many rants, if these communities want to raise some money, forget ticketing some guy going 5 or 8 miles an hour over the speed limit. Just start enforcing the law where you have to use your turn signal.
Yes.
Oh,
Turn,
absolutely.
For God's sake.
Billions.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can just use the day shift and support your community's schools for 10 years.
Yeah. Help
Yes,
with the
indeed.
budget deficit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they don't.
No, it's too much work.
Duh.
But that's a good sound job. But in happier news, we got a little concept vehicle here to show Jeff. Jeffro.
Yo!
Jeff, yo.
Yo, Otto!
Yo, Otto. Yo.
Mama.
I am officially calling this new concept vehicle the Roach Mobile because the doors on this thing, it's a car being unveiled for the Frankfurt Auto Show, and the doors, they're not like Lamborghini doors, they're not like regular doors, they slide back through the body, and then they kind of cross over each other and look like cockroach wings.
Oh, nice.
It's very
kinda
clever.
weird. Only the Russians.
Well, yes.
Yes.
My God, it looks like somebody got sick on.
Actually, I was going to say it looked like something somebody passed, but...
Yeah.
You see the Cyrillic letters there? That actually means suppository.
Oh.
Hence the shape. Aerodynamic and hydrodynamic.
It probably says blunt end first, but
Yeah. What's one of the trim levels? The Fisher?
But Yo Auto is apparently a Russian automaker, I understand.
I don't
guess
know.
so.
Either
Either
that
that
or
or
You haven't been on
Jersey.
any of their press trips?
But I mean,
Certainly
if
not.
you just
No.
look at it,
That's where
like,
that's where my family's from.
with the doors closed, the visibility for the driver has to be absolutely zero.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
thing,
Jeff, but it could be bulletproof. So that's.
it's either bulletproof or it makes it really easy. You know, this could be something that the KGB has got, so it makes it easy to do those beatings while you're driving them back to the
exactly.
prison.
Yeah, it's soundproof.
Exactly. No one will hear you scream.
Yeah, but I've never seen doors like this on a concept before. It's pretty clever
Yeah,
in an awful sort of way.
It's different, but then so is being shot in the head.
Or stabbed.
Well, that was unique.
Clever, all right. So was the Yugo.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to check it out, little video clip, roundaboutshow.com. Hit the show notes. Good times. Al, last but not least, you've got a lovely little article.
Oh, this,
You've been championing the bid for this.
Oh man, I sure
week.
have. These kids were throwing rocks at cars. What was it, Houston? Is that where it was?
Something like that.
I forgot. I haven't done my.
You didn't take your medication.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. This was
San Diego. Close.
Well, yeah, just down the street. Just west of Houston.
Yeah, that's the same number of illegals. I guess.
So this one guy decided that he's taking all the crap he's going to take off these little punks. So
But they weren't just throwing rocks at cars; they were off of overpasses.
Yeah. So he shot at him with a crossbow, and it's sad because he didn't kill him. As far as I'm concerned,
But even more sad is that he was driving a Toyota RAV4. Now, a crossbow can be a pretty manly weapon.
Now, to be fair, guys,
and more manly than a RAV4.
He just got back from the Renaissance Festival. So he was helping with the jousting.
So
in other words,
fire all the time.
I'm not going to talk about misfires.
He could have had his finger near the trigger, and a bee stung him, and it accidentally fired that
Discharged.
thing. It discharged, and whoosh, out comes the arrow and hits one of these damn kids and threw a rock.
In the abdomen.
Al, were you on OJ's defense team? That's pretty good.
Thank you. OJ did get off, So anyway, these little bastards, any kids who throw rocks at cars. I mean, yes, when I was a young lad in Indiana, we threw snowballs at cars, but we didn't put rocks inside.
You put rusted bolts and stuff in the snowballs.
I didn't even do that. And I grew up in a junkyard, and we had snow that we hit cars, and we'd still get chased from time to time. But they didn't take on a crossbow.
Perhaps they should have.
No, they shouldn't have, because anybody who throws rocks that can kill somebody, these kids deserve to be taken out.
Mm-hmm.
I just love one of the comments of the story was, I've been praising the RAV4 driver all day.
Yes.
This is one reason why every car should come with a crossbow in the glove box.
Absolutely. This guy should be awarded the Medal of Freedom.
Oh, I'll tell ya.
Next time we get a president that could do that, appreciates what he's doing for this country.
And you know what? The kid was not seriously injured.
No.
He didn't die.
And you know what? I bet he never throws a rock at a car again.
I bet you he doesn't.
He learned his lesson.
Especially if his wound gets septic and he passes.
I can only hope that his parents. I can only hope his parents witness this.
Yes. Yeah.
Because they see there's always consequences for your actions.
Like getting shot with a crossbow.
Yes, you never know. I mean, anybody can pull out a Smith & Wesson.
Or it could have been a Chinese star or something.
Yes.
Could you imagine the carnage that would?
Oh, can you imagine the shock on that kid? I mean, his heart
that's so
could give
awesome.
out. Yeah.
Instead, he's looking at it and poking it with his finger, going, "Wow."
Yeah. Now you never know. Some 90-year-old guy could be walking down the street and he's got a MAC-10 inside of his raincoat. You never know.
He didn't get on that press trip, and
he didn't get on that press trip. Yeah. So these kids who throw rocks, at the very least, they should have had their arms removed above the elbow.
Ooh. But I
understand
every time this kid hears the term "through and through," he just cowers in a corner and gets shaken.
Yeah.
That's
his bowels give out.
Vinikour street justice, huh?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, the code of Hammurabi should be reinstituted. I'm a big believer in that.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Hey,
That's
where's
right,
the crossbow?
Yeah, hey, how about that Hammurabi?
Thank you, Al, for the historical perspective.
Well, I was there. Hammurabi and I went to high school together.
Use your
We did
cuneiform
classes together.
They went to Moses U, but it's
They're rocks and cars.
chariots. Something.
Yeah. That's what we did, Craig.
Yep.
hey, that's your woman.
Well, I can't wait for this show to end.
Not as
I'm
much
going
as
to
they
show
can.
you what kind of a beating an old man can give a young boy.
Well, thanks for that, Al.
Yes.
And that
Ooh.
I think that concludes
You're
the.
my witness, Jeff.
Oh dear.
Jeff's gone.
Well, he's like, I
Jeff
had enough.
muted himself.
Oh, man.
Sorry. We'll just call Craig a pine cone from now on, and then it's justifiable when he gets shoved down the sinkhole.
Yeah.
See how that all comes around? There we
Goes
go.
around, comes around. Yeah. Well, that concludes the news portion of our program here. Conveniently.
Wasn't that educational?
And
I can't believe we call it news.
Well, we're going to continue this interesting chat with Christopher A. Sawyer, although I cannot corroborate that. I've never been to a sawmill. And the ever acerbic.
Cute.
What does that A stand for? It's Alan, isn't it?
Alan, spelled the same
Named
way
after
as
me.
your
Yes,
first name.
absolutely.
And of course, we will continue the discussion with the ever acerbic Al Vinikour plus Roab linchpin Jeff Ross. Coming up after the break, we'll dive headfirst into a big old bucket of nostalgia with a roundabout rear view, and we'll get to another installment of The Price is Correct. So stick around, you don't want to miss it. But right now, I need to take a moment to talk about our very good friends at Advance Auto Parts. Perhaps you've heard of them.
You.
Are you kidding? I live by it. My favorite company.
Yeah, if you visit our website, roundaboutshow.com, right now, you'll notice at the top of the page there's a little banner ad for Advance Auto Parts. If you click
Careful
on,
there, Jeff.
Sorry.
If you click on said banner ad, on the right-hand side of the page, you can save some major moolah. There's a very exclusive official offer available from Advance Auto. You can save $10 on purchases of $30, $20 off purchases of $50, or take $30 off an order of $100. You got that, Al? I'll repeat.
Yes,
it.
I was an accounting grad. That's about a third, Greg.
Nearly.
And I've saved, this really works, I've saved a lot of money since I got the Jeep, so.
It's awesome. It's a very good deal. That's 10 off
Yes.
30, 20 off 50, or 30 off 100. You just click on the ad on our website, roundaboutshow.com. It's on the right-hand sidebar. Follow that through. You enter the promo code. I think it's A123 when you check out. And
You'll see it listed under.
and you save. It's great. And again, winning. And it's very important to stress you have to get these savings, you have to go through our website, roundaboutshow.com. So, and don't forget, if your order exceeds $75, you qualify for free shipping.
Holy God.
Wow.
Free shipping. You can have it delivered right to your door, or if you want to talk to the friendly folks at Advance, you can pick it up in store. No charge whatsoever.
That's pretty good free shipping. I thought it was going to be a roundabout T-shirt.
Yeah.
And with a Volkswagen, Chris, you're going to need that.
Oh, I'm sure our friends at Volkswagen
I
love
was
you
at a
now.
very nice Volkswagen event last week. Let's not
not be
slander them.
aspersions on these people.
The new cars are awesome. I can say that. Anyway, roundaboutshow.com, Advance Auto Parts. We thank them for their support. And even if you're not in the market for new parts, replacement or aftermarket, still click on the link, follow the ad.
Tell them you appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. You appreciate Roundabout, you appreciate Advance, and we thank them for their support.
Ready in advance.
Me laughing my ass off in the background
To
there.
quote the late Isaac Hayes,
Yeah.
damn right.
She's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Getting back on track, staying on target. Who's ready for a misty-eyed look at things from the past?
I'm ready.
When I go a motoring in my old jalopy, I think of all our picnics.
It's one of your favorite tunes, right, Al?
It is. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what 4-H fair that's from.
I can't forget you. Here's another edition of Roundabout Review.
My God, that's from my junior prom. Where the hell did they find that?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh my God.
It's better than that. It's super. So every so
Speaking
often,
of super,
every so often we like to take a look at things from the past. And Al, you are from the past.
Oh, I am the yes.
He is the best.
Yes.
And Ben stumbled across something on YouTube, no less.
one of your favorite programs, I believe.
It was called Supercar.
Never heard of it.
There's probably a good reason why.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this theme
The
song
jingle.
will bring it all back to you.
Oh, let's
come
hear it.
rushing back.
With beauty and grace, as swift as can be, watch it flying through the air. It travels in
Oh
space.
my God, I remember
Jesus.
this.
Even if I remembered it, I wouldn't admit to it.
What are we seeing, Craig?
This is the intro to a TV show from the 1960s called Supercar. And it is a horrible model of a car that they're kind of flinging through the air on a string. And Chris remembers this.
Yes, I do.
Catchy tune, isn't it?
Can't get it out of my head.
Mike
It's
Mercury.
like an earworm.
So this car apparently can fly, can drive underwater, go on land, has jets.
Maybe the New Jersey National Guard ought to buy
Yes,
something.
exactly. They needed a supercar.
Yeah.
So just a kitschy little find, Ben. I think you unearthed this uncomfortable
I did.
video.
Don't have much of a life, do you, Ben?
He has a cat.
Oh.
Oh, but Chris has
I love
two. I'm
cats.
sorry.
I love cats.
And he was
I will have a cat. Two cats, yes.
transporting 40 pounds of litter in his F-150 review.
Actually, it was in the Ram Tradesman.
Was it in the Tradesman?
Yeah.
Tradesman or F-150 V6?
Tradesman.
Tradesman, really? Why?
Why in the Tradesman?
Because it was 40 pounds instead
Because
of 30.
I had that truck at the time that I needed to get the cat litter. Hey,
Oh, is it-
it's that simple.
You couldn't create a temporal disturbance where you could travel back in time to when you were getting the litter with a different vehicle and then take it to where you needed to go.
No,
There's your
unfortunately, I couldn't.
problem.
Well,
I'll tell you.
the issue is you have to go ahead to the past. It's a common time traveling misconception. You can't go back in time. You got to go forward to go back.
I want to go back.
I'm
to
not
the
getting
future.
into the details, but we have a
It's a
double
physics
header.
thing.
Yes, exactly. We have a double header here for Roundabout Rear View. Double-headed Roundabout Rear
What's
View.
the other one?
Remember automatic seatbelts?
Oh,
Yeah.
dear,
Oh,
ever.
boy, do I.
Do you have stories about automatic
Oh,
seatbelts, Al?
Well, not really. Not really, but where do you think Chuck Berry got the got the impetus for that song?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I remember those damn things.
Did you like them?
No,
Like,
no. I wonder how many people were actually strangled to death with
well,
those
this
things.
woman nearly was in this video coming to us
Oh,
from
yeah, I'd like to see that.
Autoholics, powered by Car Domain.
What happens here, Craig?
So this woman is trying to get out of the door of, I'm going to call it a 1991 Escort. And the automatic seatbelt that runs along the A-pillar. Yes. It catches her. She leans forward. It catches her as she opens the door and snags around her neck. And then she closes the door, and it snags her on the way back.
You sure that's not one of those autoerotic asphyxiation things?
It wasn't. It's not made of leather, Al.
Oh,
And then she gets... This, you got to see it. It's hard to explain. RoundaboutShow.com, hit the show notes. But you remember the automatic seat belts. The terrible idea to enforce belt use.
Yes.
well, the only thing equally worse was where you had to have the seatbelt connected in order to start the car.
Oh, the seatbelt.
Yeah, I
interlock,
wonder
yes.
how many guys were how many thugs were chasing people, and they finally got into their car, got ahead of them, and once they're looking for someone to hook up their seatbelt, the aforementioned thug got to the car because they couldn't start it and leave.
Exactly. Even better than that, I can remember going home from shopping with my dad. He had his 74 Pinto, which had the interlock seat belts. And we're on the Southfield Freeway doing, 70 miles an hour.
Those
and
cars went that fast?
Yes, they did. And all of a sudden, the darn thing stopped. Engine shut off. You had to kick it in neutral. We went to the side of the road after almost getting, hit up the rear end by a semi-truck.
Well,
And it
you were
turns
close
out-
to the glass house, conveniently.
Exactly, and Dad was a Ford engineer, and he's rooting around under the hood trying to figure out what in the hell is wrong, and he finds this little connector that's unhooked, puts it together, car starts up again. It was the one connector under the hood for the seatbelt interlock, and it was probably done by Joe on the Thursday afternoon as I wanted to go.
It was New
home
Year's
late.
Eve.
Yeah,
It was, talk about scary. Oh, kids,
for
scary.
the Union label.
Count Floyd.
So not a fond memory, those automatic belts.
Not at all.
No.
How did I get
No.
stuck in YouTube?
I'm crabby. My blood sugar's low.
Well, I'm not. Yes, my blood
If
sugar's
your
low,
piss
but I'm
looked
not
like
crabby.
iced tea, you'd be crabby too.
Yeah. The fact that I'm still here means that I survived them. Why should I be crabby? I'm not one of those victims.
But moving along, we got another installment of Stupid Truck Trick for you, our loyal fans. Ben?
Go on, boy. Go get it. Come on now.
Wait for it. And... Yes. Indeed.
The stupid things people do never cease to amaze me, and we've got another little ditty for you this week. Great little video, Ben, you found on the Automotive Weblog,
Yes.
powered by Autoblog.
Set this up, Craig. What do we have? What do we
You've got
have?
the video on your computer, Al.
Just hit the
Anyway,
link.
It's right. If you watch the live, switch over to that tab. You'll see it. As
Hubba,
Ben
hubba.
plays it right there.
Hubba, hubba.
Yeah, so we've got a not unsightly lady walking along the side of the road here, and these chaps in a large diesel truck. I think it's a F.
Do I push
Super
the,
Duty. No, Ben will play. You're just watching the live feed right now,
I was
so
just
just
watching the
wait. Yeah. She's walking along the side of the road, and these chaps pull up next to her, ask her if she smokes, to which she replies yes, and well, then play the video.
Oh,
Oh, whoops.
All right, we'll just stand by.
So they're towing a trailer behind their Super Duty. They ask her if she smokes. She replies, "Yes, I do." And they nail the gas, and she's standing on the tailpipe side, and she's just engulfed in black
smoke.
Blanketed in it.
wow. What's the problem here?
It's
Is there
got
a
all
moral-
your
Because
favorite.
The government's trying to get rid of that black smoke.
Yeah, is there
Yes.
a moral to this story?
It's
Jeff?
got all your favorite ingredients: C cups and being mean. So, what more could you ask for, Al?
Not much.
We aim to please.
So right here.
So yes, hilarious. No, smokers just can't get a break these days, can they?
Too bad.
It's still legal.
Doesn't
Doesn't mean I want to be sitting next to him in a restaurant, but
Well, they should allow it on flights. I couldn't imagine what it's like on an airplane when you can smoke.
yeah. Oh yeah.
What was that like, guys? You're more vintage than us. What?
Well, every airline had a different way of. I think I told you this once, Craig.
Okay.
Every airline had a different way of segregating smoking from non-smoking. And my beloved Pan American World Airways had smoking on the right side of the airplane and non-smoking on the left. Now, even being from Indiana, I could tell you that's not going to work.
buddy, could you switch over the seat with me here?
Yeah,
I gotta get over to the right.
Wouldn't the cabin just—it's a metal tube you're in for 8 hours, isn't
It's
the,
a metal tube with recirculated air.
Yeah, so wouldn't it just be a gray haze everywhere?
Especially Oriental flights.
Oh,
Flights to France and flights to
Because
Oh,
everybody
Japan.
smoked?
God,
Like
yes.
chimneys?
Yeah, probably half the flight attendants, are either dead or they're suffering from emphysema at this point. They used to hate working those flights.
Oh, I don't blame
Even
them.
the ones who smoked. Oh, it's terrible. And then also, I'm old enough to remember when they used to allow
tri-motor?
cigar smoking,
Oh.
and
yes.
they used to give you cigarettes with your meals.
Wow.
They have like a little 3 or 4 or 5 pack of cigarettes. that they put on the
Encouraging
tray.
you.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that's when they actually fed you, so.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What about a hookah? Could you bring a hookah on?
Well,
That was before the liquid
you
requirements.
3 guys
and the-
together, wouldn't remember that with your age group.
So, yeah. Well, there you go. Got next segment.
I believe it's time for The Price is Correct.
Is correct.
Internet's
This is nothing like The Price is that other thing.
10-minute-ish. Correct. Insert contestant name here.
It won't come out of it. I don't know what it did.
If you click.
You'll have to show me how that
With the scroll wheel, you can open up. Well, if you, right.
PC Computing 101. with Craig Cole.
Yes, having people do things for you. Al 301.
It's an advanced course in slovenliness. So, these are the vehicles, Al. Just so you know, 1,
Wipe.
3. Anyway, okay, we're ready.
Oh,
Jeff,
by the way, Ben, the last two are the same.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What am I supposed
All
to
right,
say?
well, I'll try and fix that.
So you gotta
We'll
open
keep the
something?
second one the same then, and if you can replace the third
third.
one with
You gonna open
the
this?
Okay.
third one I sent you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
What happened?
Is he gonna open this up?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Jeff's gonna do. This is Jeff's segment. He kind of.
Oh.
He'll go along. This will be the first vehicle, I think.
Oh, I see, okay.
Second. And then when Ben fixes it.
Guys, we're doing a show here.
oh,
Well,
sorry.
mark it, Ben.
Yeah, I certainly will.
Remember to get your pet spayed and neutered.
So, Craig?
Yes. Okay, so we got the prices correct here. This is a fun roundabout game that we like to do periodically, and it was created, as I mentioned, by Mr. Jefferson Ross. The goal here, Jeff, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not correct, is to guess the price of a vehicle that you have picked randomly. Correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So,
I have scoured the Craigslist. I spent most of today and yesterday finding 3 of the best cars on Craigslist.
so all of the baked-on lasagna cheese is scrubbed away from
That
Craigslist.
is correct.
You've scoured it. Doon. Anyway,
Wow, I want to know your definition of the word best.
I
so
was being facetious.
all right, what have we got? What is our first vehicle on the docket tonight?
First up is an old school turbocharged Buick. Not this crappy Regal, although it's not crappy, it's nice. It's the Grand National. It's a 1987 with 69,000 miles, and it's being sold outside of Pittsburgh.
Oh, so it's probably been involved in a few drive-bys and maybe a dumping of a body somewhere.
Oh, we're supposed to guess the price.
Yeah, I guess the price. Yeah, were you paying attention, Al? Apparently not.
I believe you mentioned this about an hour ago.
And right
It has
now.
the T-tops. It's all black. Has original wheels.
Okay.
It's really nice.
It's a looker. It's a real looker.
Yes.
So
the
who,
Grand National has always been near and dear to my heart.
okay.
Yeah, talk about a Buick that you light up the rear tires and
So who wants to start things
I'll
off?
start.
Opening bid. Okay, Al.
16,138.
All right.
Or do you want round numbers? Want round numbers?
Whatever you want.
16,138.
$16,138 is Mr. Vinikour's bid.
And watch, Chris will say 16,139.
$1.
no,
Yeah.
I'm thinking more about 21,000.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Greg?
I'm not saying it's a good one.
5,900.
What?
I'm feeling good about that number.
Someone punched him in the stomach.
We can shoot him with a crossbow.
Must be
Or a
one.
bowcaster.
Maybe there's something to this drug addict thing.
Well, funny enough, everybody is overbid
Wait,
because
wait.
this
No,
guy's-
did Ben?
Ben is a non-participant. He can't
I'm
vote.
sorry. Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Probably because
Sorry.
he knows the answer.
Ben's suffrage, yes.
Al overbid, but he's the closest because he's asking $14,900, which
Really?
I would think is a pretty good price for this car.
How many miles are on this thing?
69,000, no mods.
So who was the only one that didn't vote higher than the price?
You.
So
Craig.
who won? Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to avoid giving you the win.
Oh, Jesus.
Good job, Craig.
What did,
Congratulations.
Nice job.
You've just earned 15,000 bonus kilometers on Air Koryo, North Korea's flagship airline. As a dear flyer, you're just a few trips away from eternal flyer status. And you know what that means. 2 free check bags on all domestic flights and access to the Workers' Party Lounge.
Wow.
That's pretty good. That is
Air
pretty
Koryo,
good.
Star of the Orient.
CAAC, reinvented.
So I'm a winner. I feel better about myself now. I won't cry myself to
All right.
sleep.
Let's get to this next one now so I can win some stuff.
All right, what is vehicle number 2?
Well,
Jeff
up
Rowe.
next,
Where is
it's a
it?
1962 Cadillac hearse.
I guess it'll be here.
Yes, just like the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
I love the siren on that thing. There aren't that many details on this vehicle that's being sold in Sunland, California. but it looks cool.
And Stephen Ewing would be all over this. He is a big hearse fan.
Who couldn't be a
'Cause he's
fan of this
goth.
thing? It's a big black Cadillac station wagon with ginormous fins.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Crate motor, you'd be all set.
Yeah. All right, so since I'm the winner, did I mention I won the last round, Ben?
I think.
Yes, you
Well,
insufferable
Sorry, I was
son
in
of
the
a...
bathroom. I missed it.
Did you wash your hands this time?
I did, yeah.
Get it out under your nails? Yeah.
Well, I didn't,
All right.
didn't go on it, but I washed anyway. I have credit coming for next time.
I am going to guess for the Cadillac hearse in California, I'm going to guess $7,300. Final answer.
What do you think, Al?
I think 5,800.
Chris?
I'm going to say $4,000.
Yikes. If you guys add up all your scores, you might get what they're really asking for. 'Cause they're
Really?
asking $30,000.
You're kidding me.
Well, you can ask to spend the night with Pam
Right.
Anderson. That doesn't mean you're going to.
Oh,
That just
I'm
proves
sorry.
that you don't have to know
That
what you're
hurts.
doing to sell a car on
It's
Craigslist.
like forgetting to take
Jesus,
muscle
so that means
relaxer
Craig
before.
wins again.
Did I win again? Well, no, you guys guessed closer, but we're still under.
You know, Chris, I believe we're guests here, and we're treated just like
Dog
like
poop.
Craig,
illegals.
you won that round. You guessed 7,300.
What did I win,
Oh.
Ben?
Congratulations, you've just won a Showtime rotisserie barbecue signed by Ron Popeil. Now you can cook 12 salmon steaks,
bastard,
half
I
a dozen
wanted that.
Cornish game hens, or even a phalanx of savory scrapple patties, all at the same time. Say it with me now. Said it, and
Forget it.
That's right.
not sold in stores. Offer void where prohibited. May cause internal bleeding and liver boils if used more than 200 feet above sea level.
Wow.
You guys don't realize how much it costs to get Stephen Hawking to do these voices.
Exactly. Exactly. I didn't know he had such a sense of humor.
Yeah, well, it's better than having Dick Clark do it.
What do you mean, Al?
Well, I tell you, right? But I digress.
Oh, dear. All right. So I think we got one more round,
Your
Jeff.
turn, Gloria.
What? I can't believe this treatment.
This is awful.
Well,
Awful.
You're
It's
making,
malfeasance.
yeah, you're making your guests look bad in front of our friends.
All right, well,
Each
let's hope
other.
this one makes everyone look a little bit better.
All right.
Yeah, the only
Who
thing
let
that make
Al's
me look
mom
better.
out? Woof, 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 woof.
What the hell?
Who
It's
let
a
Al's
dog.
mom out? Woof, 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 woof.
Who let Al's mom out?
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
it's not good to speak of that like that. That's the gal I used to date in third grade.
Third grade?
Phyllis Harris.
What grade were you in, or were you?
He was about
We were
27.
one grade.
That's what I'm worried about.
I've got my 50th class reunion coming up next
That's
year.
right.
Oh, my God.
Al's no longer allowed on some
That's right.
launches because he keeps wanting to do the driver changes at the.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
no,
right.
it's just that they're
Yeah,
too
that's-
close to
that's right.
schools, right?
Or farms, oddly enough.
Oh, my first love.
Childlike wonder in his eye there. All right.
Oh, my God. Oh, I need a cigarette.
What's our next vehicle, Jeff?
All right, our final vehicle for the day is a 1974 Ford F-250 Ranger with a 15-inch lift kit, a 460 cubic inch engine,
Okay.
and a 50-gallon gas tank.
Whoa! Wow.
I'm thinking you're gonna need that gas tank.
And where did this listing? What part of the nation did it?
This is outside of Las Vegas in Summerlin, Nevada.
Lost wages.
It's Howard Koenig's car. His truck.
Why don't you start the bidding off here, Chris? What do you think this baby's worth?
Well, if it was in Tennessee or Louisiana, I'd
it's
say it was
Nevada.
$20,000. But since it's Vegas and it's not all blinged up the way Vegas style, I'll go for $2,850.
Go ahead, Craig.
I was going to give it to you, Al.
All right, 9,700.
I was going to go with what was your guess, Chris?
$2,850.
2849.
Yeah. I was going to say $3,400.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. What an agenda you've got.
What?
Come on, for God's sake.
What?
You know, we used to kill people like you in Vietnam.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good thing you're on an
That
officer.
hurts.
You'd have been fragged.
It's like forgetting to take muscle relaxer before going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Now you won't be able to eat as much food. What a waste of money.
Oh, you did? Very good.
Ben voiced it for us by the Mac.
Well, come on, Jeff.
The winner is Chris Sawyer.
Oh, finally.
How much was it?
$3,000.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Ironically,
Just a
how
minute.
much it would cost to fill this
$3,000?
$3,000 for that truck.
You said 20,000.
No, I said if it was in Tennessee or Louisiana, it'd be 20,000. But since it was in Vegas,
Yes,
I said 2850.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
He's already looking for dangling chads. You see how he's going there?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
holding
at
the
least
computer
Craig
up to
didn't
the
get the
light.
sweep.
Thank God for that.
Oh.
Because then he would
You
deserve to
quit
pushed
your
in the
day
hole
job
later.
as America's favorite Wilford Brimley impersonator. Established 1978.
Al moonlights as a Wilford Brimley impersonator.
It does, yeah.
Yes,
It does?
As he says, as Al says,
I
the
do.
women love the mustache.
That's right. Oh, and don't forget the diabetes.
See, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's diabetes.
That's right, diabetes.
Oh,
He's not in, he's not in character. Come on.
I've got it, and I don't even know how to say it.
I'm going to scoot towards Ben. I don't want to catch it.
I got that diabetes.
Oh, yeah, I get the quick roach. Just plain good.
I'm still getting all those
just can't
residuals from
be
those damn
beat.
movies I did.
I forgot about it. It's like Bill Cosby did the Kodak film and the Jello pudding.
Yeah,
Yellow
Wilford
pudding.
Brimley did the Quaker Oats.
That's right.
Wasn't he also in The Firm?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it a workout program?
Yes, he was. No, I think you're thinking,
There's a porno by
It's
that name. I
another
know that.
kind of program.
Well, we'd have to take your word for it. We wouldn't know those things like
Is
that.
that the one you found, Ben, when you were scrounging around?
2 hands up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Adjective and not a noun.
Let's give the boy a hand.
Well, anyway, that is the Price is Correct for this week.
God
Jeff,
darn it.
thank you for
You're not right.
those selections and sort of hosting it, shepherding it along. And
This is
Al,
anti-Semitism if I've ever encountered it in my life.
Al, you do get a consolation prize.
Well, what's that?
A coffee mug from
You're
Autoline Daily.
currently 18th
Oh.
on the upgrade list.
Oh.
Enjoy your class, bitch.
You're
I've
18th
been
on the
18th
upgrade.
on the
Yes.
upgrade list.
Yeah, what my favorite is when somebody will come up to you and say, "Gee, I wonder if I'll get an upgrade," and you say, "What are you, platinum?" You go,
I'm
no,
silver."
I'm gold."
Silver, yeah.
And Al's reply usually is, "Well, I'm sitting back here with 2 diamonds. I don't think so."
Yeah. Yeah,
Oak leaves and diamonds.
or when I walked up to the gate agent and said I'm number 29 on the upgrade list. What do my chances look like?
Slim to none and
Yeah.
Slim left town.
well, moving along, we got one last segment.
Oh.
This segment is all about you, our loyal listeners. It's about giving back, really, you know?
Mailbag.
Thank you.
I did that live. Can you believe that?
Wow.
I did that live, just so you know. We'll do it live.
That was not
I'd be embarrassed
pre-recorded.
to stand up.
We had Bob Hall on the show 2 weeks ago when we did the last episode. He had some issues in that area too, where the table was seismically affected. Yeah?
That's pretty exciting to sit here.
Anyway,
I heard him complaining about splinters.
Oh, gee.
this is for Micah.
Oh.
No real wood.
Really?
Yeah. Mighty fine. Anyway,
Says you.
we get a few questions and comments from our loyal viewers. We got one from a gentleman, Dale Metzger. He is a mechanical engineering student at the University of Texas in Arlington.
And he writes,
Yes. In my freshman English course, I need to write a position paper on a controversial issue in my field of study/interest. All I could come up with was gas versus diesel and or combustion versus hybrid versus EV. I was hoping that someone here at Roundabout could clue me in to any other current issues the automotive industry has been facing late and, is debating right now. And he really appreciates our help. And he writes in a postscript, he doesn't know if this is better addressed to Stephen Ewing or Miss Michelle Naranjo, but I think we've got a panel of experts here, at least Chris.
What about the Leaf versus
The Volt.
Volt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
That's very good.
So Dale, yeah, because the Leaf is actually outselling the Volt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Schwinn is outselling.
Which is only because people don't want to pay $42,000 for a
Yeah.
cruise with
I was
batteries.
so set to trash that vehicle because I'm so damn sick of this green nonsense. But it's a great vehicle.
The Volt.
Oh,
It is.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's
yes,
awesome.
and Chris is right. It's overpriced, but it is a terrific vehicle.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I could ever get one from those guys at GM, I'd
Well, I'm saying this
Probably
having never been
seconded.
invited to a Volt event. So
You've turned 3 Volt invites down, haven't you? Just an embarrassment of riches.
No.
Should I show everyone my Volt battery? How about this?
Oh, yes.
Did you guys get it on eBay?
Oh,
No. So okay, he suggested gas versus diesel. That's a very good.
one that I was thinking of. This always goes back and forth when someone new takes over at a car company. You get your car guys like Ralph over at SRT, and then you get your bean counters who they're trying to make a company money. That'd be a good position, someone like that.
and then you could just go to Bob Lutz's book and just crib.
Exactly.
Makes
Quotes.
life a lot
They're called
easier.
quotes, Chris.
Well, maybe not when I was doing it. Although he should do the paper much like a brother of mine did his marketing paper.
Copy, paste.
No, it was long before computers. He had to type it all out. It had to be 11 pages,
Smith
and
Corona.
it was numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11.
Perfect.
And it worked.
It worked beautifully.
Ticonderoga number 2 pencil.
And when he got his grades and everything, and he got the paper back, the teacher looked at it and said, "Wait a minute, there are a few pages missing here." And he said, since it was a marketing course, "Yes, but to show you how good I am at marketing, you thought there was more there than there really was."
Very good.
He got extra credit for that one.
Smart. Here's one. What about form versus function? A lot of today's vehicles are overstyled. Camaro comes to mind. It's very hard to see out the back.
Yeah.
Not to see out of the back.
Or the front.
If you've got to go to a parking lot where you've got to pull the ticket and you've got a Camaro hardtop, at least with a convertible you can put the top down. I don't care what time of the year it is. It would be much easier than trying to go through the window, because going through the window to get that ticket is probably more difficult than coming down the birth canal.
And hence why he's never invited to drive a
Alan
Volt.
Shepard didn't have as much surrounding him as a Camaro does.
Absolutely. The Camaro
Better
is
view.
huge.
Yeah.
Just enormous.
Yeah. So Ben, do you have any suggestions? I know you've been researching this type of material for many years
He
now.
can't say he's a producer.
Retarded.
Any other suggestions before we move on to the next topic?
Hey,
To help
I
Dale
came
out.
up with a good one. You guys aren't going to lunch off my idea.
I believe we have more mail to get to.
We
Craig.
do have more mail. So Dale, I hope we've been able to
Really?
help you. But a couple good suggestions.
Good luck,
there.
Dale.
Yeah, he's in Texas. Maybe it's Durrell.
No, it's not Earl.
No. All right.
It's Dale.
All right. So moving along, we have a special package that has arrived to us.
Oh.
Roundabout via the mail, even.
Let's have a look.
All right. Very loyal fan of ours, Mirko Reinhardt.
Or a flan. He's sweet.
Mirko Reinhardt from Bad Oldesloe, Germany, has sent us a special package to all his favorite roundabouters.
Oh, is that cool?
Yeah, it is cool.
Euro license plates from Germany. RoAb 2011. He shipped these, one for each of the regulars on the show.
Oh, that is so cool.
And as far as I can tell,
Thank you. Well, I got a personalized one.
That is
Boy.
so cool.
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow,
but
that's awesome.
They
Jeff
were the. They
Rowe,
were the. Hey, Jeff.
we got
Maybe they
Ross
were.
right
Maybe
here.
they were the super race.
Wow. You got one, Jeff.
Here,
You weren't forgotten.
Better keep this one for yourself.
So yeah,
That is so cool.
And I
Nice.
think these are official because it came with the German equivalent. I'm assuming of some sort of
Speeding ticket.
perhaps. It is a.
Yes, from Livonia, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, never
It
mind.
is a Zertifikat der Firma Autoschilder Zeit. Holger Matthias wird für das Produkt reflective something or other DIN geprüft. Apparently that's the German
Yeah, it's-
something. I have no idea.
JAM is
Einfahrt.
their SAE.
Oh, the SAE equivalent. There you go. Society of Automotive Engineers. So yeah,
Yeah, that was very nice of them.
this is awesome. I was
Good job, Mirko.
That is so cool.
I'm going to tell him where my aunt and uncle are hiding.
Is it in an attic somewhere?
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you.
So Jeff, now you have a reason to come to Michigan and visit the Roundabout crew.
Jeff Ross got one. Michelle Naranjo got
Holding
one.
it hostage.
Eric Tritko got one. The whole
I am
mess of
so
them.
jealous.
Well, if you made yourself a regular, Chris Sawyer.
Well, I get
More
too much
fiber.
trouble.
Metamucil,
Yeah,
for
but
God's
actually, more fiber would help. Pardon me?
Metamucil would make you regular.
Probably not.
Mirko also did a bang-up job packaging it, I might add.
Yes, it's very nice.
Ass, it's been ripped open already.
He probably
He
used
put a-
cheap camp labor.
All these U.S. He put
Oh, Jesus.
Ow. It's a family show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Herr Goebbels is looking for his license plate.
Herr Himmler.
He put a big...
Good.
We also got a...
Does he have one in there for Anne Frank? No, I'm sorry.
No. Ben even
Now
got
you're being
one.
cruel.
Even Ben, as worthless as he is,
I
he
know.
got one.
It's amazing
Can you believe
he
it?
can remember to breathe on his own.
I know. Well, I think that makes a show. Oh!
Oh,
Well, of course, always at the last minute.
Gotta
You
call
can get
him.
it, Craig.
You get it. It's fine.
No.
I'm done.
I got it last time.
Al's got to get out of here. Let's not be loitering.
Let's hear
Oh,
right.
fine.
Hey guys, it's Luke.
Hi,
I
Luke.
just wanted to call and ask you guys a question that I was thinking about when I was in North Carolina.
Well, completed
last week,
successfully.
And it revolves around rental cars, and I was wondering if you guys knew why most rental cars are white, if it was because of the paint being cheaper, or if fleets get only white so that they can be distinguished or something like that. I was just questioning, I was just noticing that when I was out and about last week. So see what you guys thought about that. Take care.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
In the southern climes, yeah, a
Oh.
lot of them are white.
Yeah.
Saves on heat.
It makes it that they're a lot less warm when you get them. It cuts down on the amount of fuel you use.
Mm-hmm.
And who wants to get into a hot car? Well,
teenagers.
Yeah. I don't mean hot. I mean physically hot, not as his hot car, man.
Take it off.
That's a great question.
I think I would postulate that it's because
Ew.
they're lazy.
Oh, sorry.
The
Actually,
fleet
it's a lot
companies don't
easier to-
care, and it's just give us white ones, whatever.
They do
Maybe-
paint them in batches, but
Well, maybe white is I don't know, like, 'cause some fleets, they paint their vehicles, so maybe they get them white so it's easier to paint over.
Signage might show up more.
yeah, if you put
readily.
graphics on it, yeah.
Aircraft that aren't sold are called whitetails, and they're painted all white.
Or the Euro white
Mm-hmm.
livery.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good question.
That's a stumper, Luke.
Bad answers.
Well, we won't invite you back then, Al.
Yeah. Luke. Sorry, Luke. Sorry, Luke. Chris and Craig let you down.
Well, we appreciate your calls. We thank you for sending them in. Send more. You can get in touch with us, in fact, on our Google Voice number, which is exactly what Luke did. You can give us a shout at 1-559-ROAB-411. That's ROAB, ROAB. Or in numbers, if you prefer, it's 1559. Write this down, Chris. 1559-762-2411. We would love to hear from you. And with that, I do believe we have a show.
I do
We've
believe.
completed the rundown in a timely fashion.
Mm-hmm. Well,
everyone's here.
It's done.
Nobody walked out fuming. So I think that's a success, guys.
I enjoyed my one appearance on the show.
And hopefully it's not your only appearance on the show.
Oh, well.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I made.
7 seconds. Al Vinikour.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed this a lot.
He doesn't sound very happy.
Oh, I've got tears in my eyes.
You know what we play when we hear something like that?
Oh,
That's
man.
a pile.
How Oh, God, what memories that brings back. Well, I just saw my childhood flash in front of me.
But you worked in a junkyard.
Well, I didn't work there. We owned it.
So you just bossed people around.
You must remember it was rural Indiana.
That's right.
All right.
That's
Well,
right. We all had portable stumps. We never worked.
Is that where you learned the trick to put the sheep's feet in your boots? Never mind.
No, that was southern Indiana, where the hills.
anyway, Al Vinikour, you write for the Virtual Driver, which is Chris
Virtual
Sawyer's
Driver,
site.
yes. I write for Mr. Sawyer.
What do you write for him?
I write
as little as possible.
Yes. Well, up until the show, I wrote diatribes and reviews and lifestyle pieces and.
Yeah, he did. People laughed when I hired Al, and some of them still
still
are.
laugh, yeah.
But
That's the point, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
Tirades.
The funny thing is, you go and you look at our numbers, and when people get to Al, it's like they stop there, and they go through all of them, and then they start looking at the rest of the site. And I knew he was going to be a great draw for us.
It's a gift.
I had to have the guy on my site.
Yeah, I've told you all along, and I'm a joke.
Absolutely, and I pay you what you're worth.
Yeah.
You do, yeah. The 401k is unbelievable.
Absolutely. It's like, what is 1 times 0?
0.
Okay, yeah, good.
You can take that 0 and multiply it by 100, Chris. Exactly. You guys are going places.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, but if he paid me real money, I'd just invest it in round stock, so it's probably,
exactly.
saving me from making an ass of myself.
I thought for sure you were more of a AIG guy, but
nah.
He doesn't trust Wall Street.
I don't blame him.
Dennis Kozlowski's my man.
What have you get, Chris Sawyer?
Yes.
TheVirtualDriver.com. What have you got of Al's that's going to be running soon or has recently run that people can go to and check out?
Al actually, he in this issue, which went up today, he has a first run, which is a preview of the new Jeep Wrangler. A fine piece he did on that.
Mm-hmm.
He did a wonderful tirade on run flat tires that I had to agree with him totally. And the thing that was really great about it was that it happened to you in a Jaguar.
It did.
And that I was able to go to the Jaguar website and find a close-up photo of that very car's wheel and say, hey, here you go. I know that I'll never get a car from Ree Hartwell, but...
Well, Scott Burgess had a flat tire right on the Rouge River Bridge.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
What a wonderful place to have a flat tire. You might as well just commit suicide before you get out of the car if you're going to do that.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at Scott. You're not going to mess with him.
He's got street smarts.
He does.
Absolutely. And a crossbow.
He throws his wife, he threw his wife in front of the car and took off running the other way.
So what you said? Issue of the Virtual Driver?
Yeah,
is it a magazine-esque?
Well, we
or blog?
It's blog format because we've got blogging software that we do it on.
It's free. WordPress.
Yes, indeed. It's not WordPress. We do Squarespace.
Brothers.
Yes.
And fail.
I like Squarespace. We used to do WordPress, and I like Squarespace a lot better. But every Friday we have a new issue up, and we try to put as much 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag if we possibly can. But our whole idea is that people are going into the weekend. They want to have something that's interesting to read. We don't just give you the same old BS everybody else does. We don't just drive the cars and say, "Oh, we think this thing's wonderful." And we try to give you some consumer information as well. We don't follow stuff like how many cars are sold in a month or anything like that. But we also look at bigger trends and give you an idea. We boring you there, Craig?
Yes, this show is presented by Sominex.
That's right. God, was that bad?
No,
I'll never get invited back. I'll never get my own license plate. Damn it.
Hint,
Damn it.
Darko, hint. VirtualDriver.com?
Exactly.
TheVirtualDriver.com.
TheVirtualDriver.com.
Yeah. So there's no actual...
Because if we just had VirtualDriver.com, our initials would be VD.
Yeah.
That would not be a good thing.
I'm not going back there again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, it's the VD.
The VD.
Do you have the VD?
Yeah, TVD.
Exactly, TVD.
Well, thank you guys for showing up, Al.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Great show. Jefferson Ross,
Yes,
autobytel.com.
that's me.
What's going on in your world?
Just-
Great. Thanks for coming.
Good.
My God, Jeff, how do you manage that in all in one day?
Oh,
You caught me off guard.
You're blood pressure must be sky high.
Oh, Lord.
Auto by Tel, the automotive biddle.
Yes, getting ready to drive the Range Rover Evoque soon. Let's see, we got some other stuff coming up. The Rio 5 from Kia.
At least they redid it.
What?
At least they redid it. It looks good.
That's actually getting to be a really fun segment of vehicles to drive. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, driving a subcompact sucked, but now you don't look like a tool driving one. You don't look like you're as broke as you really are.
That's true. They're putting some style into them.
So yeah. When can we expect these reviews?
Probably next month.
Oh my God!
Monday, you said? Good.
Right.
After I actually drive them. How about that?
Ah, there you go.
Well, Al has mastered the process of writing reviews before driving the vehicle.
Oh, yeah,
Clairvoyance, isn't it?
I've got reviews written through 2015. Thank God for
Just
search
driven
and
the
replace.
Eagles Mustang already.
Yeah,
Search and replace. Yes.
I think that the Mitsubishi
Endeavor.
Yes.
Gallant.
What the hell are you out there? Outlander.
Outlander.
Yeah.
Yes.
Outlander is one of the finest.
It's so
vehicles I've ever
memorable.
driven. Yeah, it is.
Mighty fine.
Once they tell you how many miles the trip is, you're all set.
Pretty much.
Great.
Driving bores me anyway.
You're an auto journalist? Why?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You just want the freaking flyer miles.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I've got enough iPods.
Al is also our travel editor, but
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, I think you wanted to plug something too before we wrap things up here.
I did. I just wanted to remind people to check out this month's episode of Open Line, September's edition of Open Line, which is on September 6th at bit.ly/openline.
First
of course,
Tuesday of the month. if I recall.
First Tuesday of every month. It'll be the day right after Labor Day, so come
Everybody
back
be
from
hungover.
vacation and join us for a car chat. That starts at 8 p.m.
With a different spin.
Eastern Time with a different spin. That's right.
Remember, because Tuesdays are garbage day.
and Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day.
Yeah.
You better get on the Open Line program, Al. It's a fun barrel of fun.
Oh,
If you don't know what Open Line is,
Yes.
Open Line, we open our lines to you. See how that works? Our phone lines, that is.
That with a Cray supercomputer.
That's right. So Al will take his tin can and his string,
Yes.
hold it up to his ear, and he'll dial in. We'll have a special pin for him. If you go to autoline.tv, you'll see it right there. And then you get in there and you talk. You just talk.
You ham it
Isn't
up
that
with the
swell?
common folk. Anybody can enter. Anybody can talk. Chris, you could even call in if you wanted and talk to people.
Even Chris.
Damn.
Come in and plug the virtual driver.
Lovely Miss Michelle
.com.
Naranjo is
Oh,
the
that's
host.
right. Michelle does this. Right?
Yeah.
Michelle does this with her co-host, Chelsea Sexton, the
Right.
EV advocate.
Advocate.
Sexy Chelsea.
She even has her own Wikipedia page.
She does.
And did she write it herself? Oh,
Yeah.
We
Oh,
shouldn't
speaking
have-
of which,
Yeah.
speaking of Wikipedia, did you see that Roundabout's on Wikipedia now?
We
Yes,
did.
Jeff, did you do that for us?
I did not.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, don't miss your chance to win $100 by listening to Roundabout on your smartphone using a neat little application called
Or
Stitcher.
on your iPad, Al.
Yes.
Get to it.
Just go to Stitcher.com/roundabout. Then, when you register your Stitcher account, don't forget to enter the promo code roundabout, and one of our lucky listeners will be entered to win $100 each month.
Wow.
I know. That's a C note.
Oh.
Wow.
It's 20 minutes at the strip club for you, Al.
20 minutes.
Ro-
Where you're getting rates like that?
Remember, you can watch Roundabout
Down
Live.
River's not that cheap.
Remember, you can watch Roundabout Live every Friday evening starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 on the West Coast. And don't forget to check out the rest of the Autoline family of fine programs, including Autoline This Week, Autoline After Hours, and, of course, Autoline Daily. And if you, as I mentioned earlier, want to leave a question or comment for us, you can do that on our Google Voice number. It's 1559-ROAB-411. 1559-762-2411. We'd love to hear from you.
And did I mention that a careless driver is a smashing success?
Did you just think of that, Al?
No, that was a Florida safety slogan in 1962.
Oh, okay, great.
Remember that year?
Nope. That
Neither
wasn't
did your
alive.
dad. Your grandpa does.
Yeah, all right. Well, fair enough. We're also on Twitter, twitter.com/roundaboutshow, as well as Facebook, facebook.com/roundaboutshow.
Where we've got a contest going on.
You do, to win a Challenge Bibendum figurine.
Yeah, all you got to do is put in a funny, caption, interesting caption, whatever. The funniest one, the one we say is best, you're going to win that very figurine. Yep. So get to it. It's part of Autoline's Everything Must Go moving sale. Giveaway
sale
thing.
Yes. And if you never want to miss an action-packed episode, you can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or the Zune Marketplace if you prefer.
Whoops. Sorry.
Anyway, thanks to all of you out there listening. Please join us again next week as we circle the roundabout. We'll talk to you then. And we're done.
Who let Craig's mom out? Woof, 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 woof.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Mama Cole.
So the rehearsal went pretty good. When do you tape the show?
Well, Ben didn't actually record.
A few things we want you guys to change second time around.
Second time around.
Who sang that?
I have no idea.
I don't either. I remember the song. Love is
terrible.
better the second time around. I think it was my ex-wife.
Well, good show, everyone. We gotta thank our chatters, of course, before we sign off here. Miss Motormouth joined us for most of the show. She's been actively chit-chatting away. She's a chatty Cathy.
As she does.
Absolutely.
Chatty Cath chat. We have also got Luke Cran breaking in the chat. Gorski C made it for his birthday. He stuck around for the whole show, or at least he's
What
still
a way to
signed in.
celebrate.
He could still be signed in, that's all. Left the browser open. Jeff Ross, of course, Mud Monster, loyal fan Mud Monster, Mr. Mud Monster. Piuma, P-I-U-M-A. Am I pronouncing that wrong? Yay? Nay?
Piuma. I don't know.
It's Spanish. Agree to disagree. Scott in Cleveland as well, from the shores of lovely Lake Erie. And, of course, Sean in Erie. Maybe he's on a houseboat. I'm not sure. But there you go. Those are our chatters. Thank you guys for sticking around. We do appreciate it. You guys help make this show what it is.
You certainly do. Brings a tear to our eyes. We'll go out with this.
I could have used that Steve Dahl line. I've got blood in my underpants.
Oh, my God. This is so 90s. Horrible. Make it stop.
Everything had a theme song in the 90s.
Yes.
And the little spring step by Patrick Duffy.
God, what happened to Patrick Duffy?
He died, didn't he?
I don't know.
No, Patrick Duffy's alive. Bobby Ewing.
Yes. If he did die, he'd just come back in the next season.
Yeah, exactly. Be in the shower.
Exactly.
I don't remember that guy, but he
looks
looks like a douche.
Suzanne
What was the
Summers
guy that
does.
lived in the van?
He was the stupid guy.
What did he always say? Like, dude.
Yeah. They're gonna get wet. Watch it, watch. Oh. Don't be standing there, guys. Oh, no.
That was a mistake.
She should be
How
wearing a
sure
white
was that?
Step by step. Suzanne Summers, Patrick Duffy.
Oh, I wonder where it was. I can't see from like
I told you how to open them.
that. There it is.
Puts his glasses on, suddenly he can
Where's
see.
that?
How long is this intro?
I know. It's a minute 50.
It's a musical.
There's a reason for that. They didn't have to write so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this like the 90s
Hey, Bobby.
version of the Brady Bunch?
Yes, Jeff.
And it's
I
over,
love the way
finally.
the strings,
Oh,
the strings
good
start to
Lord.
sound like
Why can't that
Star
thing
Wars.
fly off the roller coaster there? I could fly off like they do with all these other parks. Come around to